Tonight we explore the ego trap, how self-importance destroys impact.
There is no ego on the mountain. Ego equals death.
Yes.
The mountain is in charge.
You have not been that person with ego. How have you been able to achieve that?
But we always have to learn that my man-hour has to have a return.
What lessons do you think other leaders can learn from that?
Listening is the #1 trait you've got to maintain.
And we're joined by Patrick Mbonye, who is the Group CEO of Q-Sourcing Servetec. Welcome to the Imposter CEO podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Shamim K.Matovu. Tonight we explore the ego trap, how self-importance destroys impact. And we're joined by Patrick Mbonye, who is the Group CEO of Q-Sourcing Servetec. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you.
So, Patrick, one of the things I've been seeing in the news lately is there's been a lot of developments at Q-Sourcing. As an entity that is within human capital, you are shepherds within the human capital space, but also you've been recognized regionally within East Africa. Recently, you embarked on a Stanford Seed Transformation Program across the farm, and you've also been recognized as by the CEO East African magazine as one of the leading figures in human resources for oil and gas. Now, we want to understand, especially when, as a firm that has been there for a very long time, there are tendencies for leaders to get the ego because of the things that you are achieving. Surprisingly, you have not been that person with ego. How have you been able to achieve that?
I must start by saying that thank you for those honors. The business as it is,
Yes.
I like to look at it as a being. Just like you have children,
Yeah.
you've got to ensure they succeed. That's your legacy. That's what you live for. So I like to hear about the awards, but those awards, in my perspective, are winnings for the team.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is Q-Sourcing was an idea for me. So having produced the idea, I needed to find people with him to make it work.
Yes.
And to satisfy the clients who have been so tough with us, demanding,
Yes.
always a good thing, because then you know where to improve. The team really has come forth. It's not been an easy journey, not that it should be, because as you grow, we're 19 years now in business, and along the way, what I've really had to work on is who do I work with. The key word is they are the ones who are going to get the business to the next level. So I'm always humbled by the people I work with because they come and buy into the vision, and they commit their man-hours to this vision.
Yes.
And so it's my obligation to keep them energized and motivated. So I often hear about the ego that comes with success.
Yes.
But the success is the team and the business. And it's what I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But it's also my character to not want to be in the public eye as this, whatever nomenclatures they can give you.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to understand from a perspective as a leader, of course, and I've interacted with Q-Sourcing. Q-Sourcing is a very close friend of Discover, and you have a very young team. You know, if you think of the dynamics of how the team is growing as well and how you are dispersed over East Africa, you have a very young team. As a leader, there are moments when your team sees things that are different from what you see.
Yeah.
And yes, ego is bound to kick in at a certain point where you just want to tell people, hey, I've been here longer than you. It happens, right? But I want to understand, and I believe that for every leader, there are those moments. Is there any ego-driven and moment where you just felt like your ego, your leadership has been transformed from the ego as well? So when your people are saying this, but you're also looking at something different, and you're thinking, my ego is telling me something different, because also it doesn't mean that ego is a bad thing. I think it depends on how we apply it. Yeah. So is there a moment for you that you've had to experience that?
I think something that has been very vivid to me,
yeah,
is that my years of growth,
yes,
I was in my 20s, in the 90s,
yes,
80s, 90s, right? And then I understood, and that's when, we started to come of age,
yeah,
and know what we want to do. But it was on the basis of what we'd seen and experienced. So it occurred to me that these people, our average age in the group is 28,
wow,
28 years old. Yeah. And that includes me,
yeah,
who is past the 50 mark.
yes,
So it's important to note that when you were 20,
yes,
that's what you saw, and this is how you came to where you are.
yeah.
So these people are in their 20s, they have a long life ahead of them as well. And so it's important to respect that.
Yeah.
So you talked about the Stanford Seed Program. When I did it, I was at a crossroads. I had started this thing, it had started to grow, and I had no idea what next to do.
Yes.
And so on came the Stanford Seed Program. It was very, very humbling. The amount of exposure that it showed, it gave us, was really, really powerful. And for me, it connected the dots from a startup to a global brand, what it takes.
Yeah.
And in those conversations, it was very clear that listening is the number one trait you've got to maintain.
Yes.
So I can't say the ego thing has been very far out there, and I've not been able, I've not suffered with it from it. But recently, I got to a point when I was like, okay, I think the business has grown to a point where now we need a new CEO. I need to find a new CEO. Mm-hmm. And it hit me really hard that we'd not yet got to that point. But we're close. And how did I realize that? I found that a lot of the nitty-gritty, using that term cautiously, the processes, the identity of the brand, all these had been talked about several times, but someone else needed to start talking about it. So I needed to start doing that. The transition is not a switch, it is a process.
Yeah.
And one of the things about ego, what at least I've learned, is that this whole thing of self-importance, but it's not about you. And so it was very clear to me that I needed to make it about the team. Well, I had worked with the team to grow the business, but now it was the team to work on its own as I observe and handhold them through the process. And so it brought me down to earth that there was still loads of work to do.
Okay. So your trigger then, and that's a very good lesson for many businesses to really understand, because if you say it gets to a time where you have a team with an average age of 28, you feel the brand has to move elsewhere, but somebody else can take charge. So that transition is the trigger for you to recognize that, hey, there's some work to be done here. So if you think of ego-wise and how that works and the experience you've had in business, coming from you saying that this was an idea that you brought to life and you brought amazing talent to come and lead it on. What lessons do you think other leaders can learn from that?
Three things. One is you have to keep improving yourself. Because as I said, this we started in the early 2000s, but I started working in the early 90s, mid 90s, formally. But I started working informally way before that. All right. But what I can share is that it's all about growing yourself, learning more about the market that you're serving, knowing that the market is changing. COVID was a big thing, not because of the deaths only, but because people's perception of life changed, and we serve people. Businesses are there for the people. Humanity, mankind, that's what we serve. And so if things are happening in people's lives, then things are going to happen in your business life. So for me, one thing was to continuously pay attention to what the market is going through. If you don't, you could miss a critical part of the transition. And things happen continuously. So having your ear to the ground continuously is very critical. Number one. Number two is to know that you don't have the solution all the time. You have a solution. You have an option, actually. So it's always critical to look for what alternatives are there. And there are loads of alternatives out there. Some of them, social media gives us loads. But the thing is, what alternatives speak to your environment, speak to your brand? Looking out for those and being humble enough to know that there are some that are better than your opinion. And understanding what is it about them that you didn't know. And the third bit is action. Action, action, action. We dream. The difference between success and an unsuccessful person is not the dreams. They both dream. Some unsuccessful people dream bigger dreams, have bigger dreams. But it's the difference is the action.
Taking action.
Taking action. And taking action does not mean you shall yield results immediately. No. But taking action means you evaluate, you took action, what was the feedback? What more action do you need to take? So continuous action on what you have learned is very, very important. And of course, that comes with measuring that progress. That's what I can share. Really.
Thank you, Patrick. I hear you say business intelligence is very, very important, understanding what's happening around us, and lifelong learning. I think some of the challenges we have in organizations today is we think lifelong learning is we have a safeguarding training, let's give people that training, then we are done. We don't know what happens thereafter. But I appreciate that you also highlight the need for us to take action when we go into searching for what is happening as a baseline. So thank you for that. So Patrick, we acknowledge definitely the journey Q-Sourcing has traveled. 19 years is no game, right? Talking about how you started as an informal organization, then growing to the level where you are. There are successes, and even for you as a group CEO to say, I now need to retire, means that there are levels of successes. So I would like us to focus on how do you as an individual, say as the group CEO, how do you stay grounded when success tempts you to self-center?
It's a very interesting question. It's difficult to stay grounded, and I mean it literally, because every day has opportunities and challenges, and opportunities that translate into challenges, and challenges that translate into opportunities. So knowing that you can only do so much is number one. And that I learned over time because I was a very busy body, handling, I think, too many things. 4 hours sleep was pretty much my average. But then I also learned that I needed to have me time. Me time first, me, as in myself, as an individual. And that's when I started off with mountaineering and the outdoors. So I love going out there and just cutting off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And evaluating myself, my capacity to stay alive, literally.
What does that say about you? Because that's climbing a mountain is a huge challenge.
Well, there is some guy I met long time, Afriland First Bank, the founder,
Yeah.
in Cameroon. And he mentioned to me that it's not until you go too far or so far that you know how far you can go. Some of that can be very dangerous because you can go too far.
Yeah.
And going too far is basically shutting down. So you've got to push yourself, but you also have to know when you've gone too far. And there's not many things I've done in life that have not that have showed me that, other than the mountain.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with so many things. It's life. It's a life lesson. You're dealing with your own capacity to progress, the terrain you're on, the team you have. What next? If I continue, will I survive?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe not. What are the chances of survival?
Yeah.
And you've got always to evaluate these things. And this is continuous. So you asked a question about ego. There is no ego on the mountain. Ego will kill you.
You're all equal.
Ego equals death.
Yes.
The mountain is in charge. The terrain is in charge. And that brings us back to business. The market is in charge.
Yeah.
So those are things that I always go, and it declutters my mind and helps me to come back to earth. The third thing is family. Because what do we do all these things for? I can only wear one shirt, one pair of trousers, whatever, one each day. So what am I doing all these things for? Yes, the team, the business is for the team.
Yeah.
Building the business for the team, for the market, for the clients that we serve. And whatever extra penny I earn is something that I want the family to enjoy.
Okay.
But I've also had to realize that it's not just the pennies, it's also the time.
Yeah.
So that has been a very challenging part, because keeping yourself grounded in that space can be tough. But knowing that at least let me just do this is important. So when you're speaking with, the examples I've shared with you are nothing to do with being a CEO.
I know.
So you've got to come off your high horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see, that's the interesting bit about that, is actually why we even have this podcast, is to show people that being a leader does not mean you're not human. You're a human being who has blood flowing in your body, who has a soul. So this business of putting us on a pedestal, then we let people down, and then it becomes a big deal. It's really about dealing with realities of life. But I want us to focus on some of those challenges you're looking at, because people experience life differently. When you talk about going to the mountain to free your head, that's a huge challenge. But besides that, do you have any mentors or any coaches that you rely on to keep you as a checks and balance thing?
Yes, I do. And it's interesting how when you give your time to people, you also get back. I am very intent on sharing with those who want to learn, especially business people who are struggling or who are progressing, but they want to learn. I share very openly. I learn a lot from these kind of people, because to your question, what keeps you grounded? I know I was in that phase before, so sharing with them how I've progressed to where I am is always humbling.
Yeah.
But I also identify successful people, and I always try to learn from them.
Yeah.
But we always have to learn that my man hour has to have a return.
Yes.
So these successful people, you don't just go and you're interviewing nonstop. What's the return? The return is they're learning from you as well. So you don't come with questions only. They also have questions, and you share with them. The more you share with them, the more they share with you.
Yeah.
I've met a couple of successful people, very, very successful. And you talk about humility. These people are way, way humbler than I think myself, and I think I am, and yet way, way more successful. And success, not in just monetary terms. I also speak to people who are very successful sports people, mountaineers. I love to speak to those because they share with you places you've never been. And I used to cycle quite frequently, so I love to follow like the Tour de France.
Yeah.
Amazing situations people go through. You ask yourself, do you push yourself enough? And when you listen to those people's stories is when you know you only just begun. So whereas you think you're successful and you listen to what they've done, some of them are many years younger, some are many years older, and they're still looking at contributing a lot more in life.
Yeah.
Things that you think this will take 30, 50 years, but the person is 70-year-old.
Yes.
And you're talking about you of a 50-year-old. You're thinking, no, now I'm way past that time. Yeah, you have to rethink. Yeah.
So you talked about the giving back element, which is something that I think a lot of us as humans, as leaders, really need to tap into how we serve society. And I remember for your 50th birthday, there was a special run in recognition of a particular community. But all these things, because we can choose to celebrate our 58th, our 40th, our 30th, whichever way we want to. Choosing to celebrate your 50th with a run to raise money for a particular group of people it's humane in its own nature. I want you to take us back to Patrick growing up in his household. How was he?
Well, I grew up in my mom's house. It wasn't mine. But I was a middle kid, often forgotten. When it comes to, our days, sliced bread was, we'd always watch out not to get that half slice at the end.
Hey, why?
When they slice bread, not all are uniform. Not all the slices are uniform.
Okay.
Some are a lot bigger. Okay.
So you had the smaller bit.
So you always have to time, depending on the queue, going to pick the bread.
Yeah.
But I was always the last because, we had a big household. But I just started to appreciate that. And that generated anger, and anger which was that we have too many visitors. Why are all these people visiting our house?
Yeah.
Until you get over yourself, because it's not your house. Others are invited. So we had big numbers of people in the house. So at 13, I started hobnobbing with the neighborhood, people who used to sell what you call mandazi and the pancakes.
Yeah.
And they always smelled so nice. So I always went and was useful to the lady.
Yeah.
And I would always get the factory damage.
Mandazi.
Yes, and my peers in the neighborhood who wanted some of that because factory damage is still edible.
Yes.
I started selling to them because Not because I wanted to make money, but because there were too many asking, so I had to draw a line. You know, first split the mandazi to many pieces, but after a while, I'm like, but some of you guys have money to buy, so I can sell to you at a discount, different from the one of that lady. So I started, my mind, I don't know why, just started thinking that way, survival, but benefiting from survival. I mean, from difficult situations. I think I was a bit too stubborn for my mom because I was always trying different things. And she thought they were all too risky. And I think it's only safe to say only those things. Otherwise, I was, I like to push myself, doing lots of defensive fighting modes, because we lived in downtown Kampala. It was not so insecure. It was just the bigger boys. So you had to know how to deal with the bigger boys. And so, I learned how to defend myself quite early.
From there. So you know that now we operate in a space where we're dealing with people on a daily basis, and we know that people are very different in organizations. Just like the experience the story just walked us down memory lane about you growing up in your household. Do you think that as leaders, there are moments when we reward people unknowingly just out of ego?
Yes, definitely. We assume, we make so many assumptions that we know more about what's good for the people we lead. But we forget that for you to lead successfully, the person has to allow you to do so. And you have to speak to the person's wishes and desires. So you have to listen to the person. And it's on those occasions that you're always caught in your tracks, that's what leadership is. Not you imposing your mentality, but rather your ability to interpret situations and sharing your opinion, and people hearing that you have a better solution. Your solution always has to be better for them. Either because of your experience or because of your knowledge of how things progress. But the key thing is we always have to remember that leadership is not born. You've got to work your way through your team.
So what are some of those warning signs that leaders can observe to recognize that they're operating from ego? Because, you know, sometimes we're operating in a very fast-moving environment, chaos. You can easily not remember and then recognize after something has happened.
When teams are pushing back, and they push back again and again, you've got to know that there's something happening that you're not listening to. And it's all down to the keyword of self-importance.
So what are some of the daily practices that keep you focused on impact and not ego?
I always have 3 targets every day. 3 things that I need to close. And I also map out who are stakeholders, or the influencers, if I may use that term that's common these days. Influencers to the success of that particular thing. Who in the team would cause it to succeed or cause it to fail. And have that chat with those people, get their opinions before you introduce it, and allow them to own it. Let it be like it was their idea. It doesn't cost you much. You're already the CEO anyhow, so give them the benefit.
That is really, really powerful for us to recognize as leaders. We already have the power. We don't have to show it. Patrick, thank you so much for sharing with us. I believe that our listeners, our viewers have learned a lot from you. And obviously, as you prepare for retirement, we are cheering you on and saying you've done amazing work. And I believe that your energies, your what you have ahead, what you put into your team is quite quite enough to push it ahead, and wish all the best for Q-Sourcing.
Thank you.
Thank you very
and best
much.
wishes as well.
Thank
All the
you.
best. Thank you.